Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Welcome. My name's Nori. I'm coming to you live from the Digital Engineering SMP server. This is the Digital Engineering SMP mod pack, and this is our mess. It is Friday night. It is community night. It is the night that we get together and we go and we check out to see what people have been up to. I get to play host. So sit back, relax, and let's go see what everybody's been doing, shall we? So we'll start here first. Sorry, I was fishing off my newly built piers. This has been a fun little place. I have my worm bin, I have my tackle box, I have my fishing pole. You know, where else do you go fishing but off a fishing pier? And since there's no other boats in here, I guess the people who own the docks here aren't going to care too terribly much. What have we got done so far this week? Well, I haven't done too much in the way of this side of the island. So let's do this. Where is my... There it is. Let's get our little magic broom out. You know what? We'll do flying carpet today. Because that works. So we haven't done too much over here yet. I've still got to do some flattening over in this direction. We're going to be rudely interrupted. Where'd he go? All right. Anyways, people are on the server having a time at it. So we had to do some flattening over here just a little bit. And some over here so that we can make room to put in the villager houses, probably a couple little side streets and whatnot. But we'll sort that out. Haven't really, I said, this side of the island, the southern side, I really haven't done too much with it. So, we did have some excitement Thursday, I want to say. Yeah, Thursday. So, cautionary tale. Very cautionary tale. Come here, stupid flying carpet. When doing primal magic, and you get to a point where you're like, okay, I need to figure out how to get the hallowed source. And you open up your book and you read from your book, and the book says it's going to be a hard fight. And so you go, how bad could it be? I have all this other magic behind me. And so you start to fight anyways. Well, let's just say we had a few accidents. As you can see from the holes, and I haven't been up there to fix it, and it's on both sides. It's not like it's just there. It's this side and the other side. So apparently during that fight, the boss spawned end crystals in the middle of my primal magic area. I got really lucky. It was only on this side of the primal magic area and not the other side with all the fonts. But it could have been way worse than it was. Like totally way worse than it was. So I'm out a little bit of flooring and some walls and some glass and whatnot. And I'm like, okay. Lesson learned. When the book tells you be careful, it's going to be a dangerous fight, you probably should treat it like you would a real boss fight and not do it in your base. So needless to say, I was pretty shocked about the whole thing. And now that I think about it, I think I actually am going to need some more hollowed. So we may end up doing that fight again tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just fix up this room tomorrow and then we'll do something else. I don't know, but that's tomorrow. We're talking about things that have changed around the server. So if you were here last Saturday, we started putting in some of the design for the dragon, right? And so there's one of the claws, and I've been sitting around, I've been thinking about it, and you should be able to see it on the map. You can already see I'm doing my best to avoid it, but I've probably already dropped it in frame a couple, 2-3 times. The first couple stabs at the dragon's head, version 1 looked like a really bad duck. Version 2 looked like a really bad dog. Version 3 is what we have, and that one I think gets us really the closest. Now there's some wing spread stuff on the outsides I'm going to do. And one of the members also pointed out that the magma block eyes probably doesn't work as well as I kind of hoped it would. And I kind of happen to agree with them. So I'm probably going to swap that out, but to what, I don't know just yet. I was thinking maybe crying obsidian, but that may be a little too dark in there. But I can say that when you go and you stand on the elevators to go up into this thing, it definitely gives you this idea of running into something's mouth. So at least that effect gets achieved. So I'm happy with that. The other downside to the dragon head that we have, it's one of those things I'm like, oh, I wish I had, taken that into consideration. I was going for a Chinese dragon, but the size of this dragon head is a little too big for the Chinese dragon that I had in mind. So instead, I think what we'll end up doing is I had this over here set up to do 2 claws. I think I'm just going to make that 1 claw, and then we'll hang another claw off the back of that one. And we're going to do the big English style dragon, and he'll just stand. Kind of like he's just burst his head through there and he's looking down looking for lunch. So I think that's what we'll end up doing in the end. And so some of this red nether this nether brick I have on the side here may come out. Some of it may just stay in place, and I just may fill it in a little bit more. I don't know just yet, but pound for pound, I think so far I'm happy with the way that's turning out. So I'm not going to fight with it too terribly much. I think that one works a lot better than the way I had it before, and so we'll take that and go forward with it. So like I said, I've got a little bit of touch-up work to do up here on the back end. We're going to do like some kind of leathery flapped wings or something, like little micro extra red scale coming off the back of his head. Just a little bit more, beef up this neck a little bit more. And yeah, we'll probably have like we'll probably change this from coming here and have more of the body back over in this general direction. Hand over there, hand here, and then foot, tail. And we'll go that route instead. I still think it achieves the effect I wanted, so I'm not brokenhearted about it. And yes, if you've been watching, the Primal Magic area has seen some better days. That was 3 end crystals or 4 end crystals that it managed to get in here before I got it cleared up. Hello, doggy. I don't know where the dog came from. Anyways. So the only other thing that we've had going on is we've started to put in our villages down here. And we did some terraforming, so we put some water in here so they have like a little lake area. And then kind of like a lookout vantage point pier The other thing that we did is we made certain to chase all of the water streams around the island here. Tried to make certain that the island was actually was separated away from the rest of the main island, except for this little dirt bridge. And so I'm going to come back and put some stone, tuck some stone up underneath here so that there's like an actual waterway tunnel. We'll make like a little small bridge out of that. But otherwise, yeah, everything else is pretty much free and clear. So you can sail around the island if you really wanted to. But I thought the villager huts, so I went and grabbed a create schematic gun, and I copied some villagers' houses out and about in the world. So I'm just kind of plopping them in here. And this is turning out really nice. And so we'll make certain each one of these houses has a bed in it, and then I'm just going to throw in a bunch of villagers to just meander around down here. So all in all, some really good progress. Everything's moving along. Not really upset about anything. I mean, yeah, this is annoying, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's not a huge deal breaker. I did suck it up, and I built out my own tinkerer's tank. So have a big smelter facility. This is good for about 3,300 ingots. So it's not huge, but it's reasonable enough. It gets the job done. And I think it's, yep, right here. So we also brought in create pipes to feed lava. And then we went the old school vanilla lava, dripstone, and cauldrons to make a lava generator. So this is basically what is keeping my Tinker's Construct furnace running. It's functional. It's I think last time I used it, I put about almost 3K worth of iron through this machine, and it didn't sweat a bone about it. So I am fairly certain that moving forward, we should be all right. I think this thing should be able to handle just about anything and everything I throw at it. So I'm not displeased with it. And I think we're going to use the dragon to actually house our farmland area. So I'm going to end up uprooting all of this. I may just go stick that over there inside the dragon, just turn the dragon into a big agricultural farm. Because since we're doing the big English type dragon, then it should have a big belly and whatnot. So there should be room for us to operate over there. But that aside, let's move on to our community center. Rain. Went and gave everybody, not everybody, but a bunch of people their own access to a rain staff. I still have to fix up the weather. So here we are at the community center. It's been growing. We got some roads in. I think these were here last time. Bazinga and Astria's baked goods and their tower. New to the area is apparently we're looking for somebody to build a blacksmith here. Mac is putting in a flower shop, which is starting to come out very nicely. This was just added recently, so this is Nori and Shale's Hibachi Grill and Ale. So, you know, somewhere to come and do some cooking from the demon of the Anyways. So yeah, that's the ale shop. Then there's Norian Shale's little humble abode. It's our house. I should probably hang a sign out here somewhere. And then, well, the spot I cleared for the library has been taken over by Shale's mystical seeds. That's all right. I'll just make another spot. It's all good. But there's still extra plots. So we did get some new members to the server. So we'll see about paying them a little visit. Some of the really interesting things. So we'll go over to the biggest build on the server right now, which if you've been following along and you've been watching this, Kara has been hard at work. And I do mean hard at work. She is put in her first floor. She's on the second floor, and it looks like she's putting in a roof area now. And is working ahead. There she is right there, hard at work. She is working on her getting the floor in so she can start her third floor. Now, from what I understand, this palace is supposed to be 5 stories tall, I think is what she said. So she hasn't even started. She's just getting all the rooms and the walls and everything else. This place is huge. It's just massive. I thought my tower was big. I fail in comparison. This thing is just gargantuan. That being said, the next big change would come from Bazinga and Astria's. If you remember last season, they had the huge colony that just went through massive change after change after change, and it was just this huge colony. Well, so this season they've been working hard. They had an end fortress castle, and they moved over here into this castle in the sky. And as you can see, they have been very busy. So they've made their own little fortress. I think this is actually a mob farm down there. And then there's a gardening area over here. Looks like he's put in. And then they have all these like little island stuff that they built, or animal pen. There was a big tower here, but they've since replaced that with a much smaller house. I think something along the lines of Astrid just didn't want to clean it anymore. I kid. But yeah. And I think I would imagine that somewhere over here there it is. And put an elevator. And so this is down in Bazinga's laboratory area. So it looks like he's been hard at work putting metal runes and all over the place. So I think he's setting up for his ritual work stuff. There's a little workshop in here. Well, that's a much better way of doing that. I'm thinking I may have to redo my design and copy him a little on that one. That's actually really... Oh, what cheeky. He hasn't even stood around in here to fill this thing up. He's got me filling it up because I came by to visit. Oh. That's all good. But Yeah, so this is I think this is Bazinga's laboratory area. Um, so this is kind of interesting things that he's got going on in here. Looks like he's got villager trading going on over there. He's doing that a little old school, but that's okay. Does this go down? No, this doesn't go down any further. That's all right. We're not going to poke too much into his house. It's just rude. But just give you a grand idea. So, yeah, this is what some of these guys have been up to. It's kind of really cool. Like I said, they had a big house here. It looks like they're creating their own like little floating wizarding world above the clouds. What are my opinions on cheese? That really depends on which type of cheese. I like mozzarella. Cheddar's good, but you really kind of, it just depends on what you're trying to do with cheddar sometimes. So it really just all depends on what you're doing with the cheese. What's your views on cheese? I've had to make so many different puns over cheese. It's not even funny. Well, welcome, Frederick, and thanks for the follow. Fine cheeses are good. Yeah, it's just there's so many different uses for cheeses and a lot of different things that you can do with them, and it really just kind of depends on what you're trying to do. Let's go visit. I'm going to go peek in on Hilo, one of our new members. And get around. It's so much fun to show off what people are doing and seeing what people have done to change things. So Hilo recently joined us last weekend. And so this is his base that he's been building on. Of course, he's been dying an awful lot too, but geez Louise. So I think he's going for more of a woodland mansion build. That's starting to look good. He was claiming that somebody got in here and played a prank on him earlier today. Well, it looks like somebody did. It replaced all of his... That's too funny. Somebody replaced his... So he was keeping his charms here. And they replaced it with dirt blocks. I wonder how they managed to do that one. That's interesting. That's a pretty good joke. That's a pretty good joke. But, you know, for about a week's worth of building so far, he's not doing too bad on this. Considering he had to find his way all the way out here, he's done a bunch of clearing and then had to go gather the resources for this. This is looking very nice. I like my cheeses. I do like my cheeses. But you gotta be careful with cheese because you don't want to ruin a good cheese. It's probably the most sacrilegious thing to do is just destroy a cheese for no good reason. All right, so next guy is the other new player on the server, which is his name is Alchemic, and Alchemic is to the south from here. Pick up weird kind of stuff. So Alchemic has been doing I think he's been doing a mine colony build. It's mostly what he's been doing now. Alchemic has his base he took over. one of these end remastered fortresses. And so I'm just going to skirt around the outside of this. I should probably go the other direction. That way it makes it easier to see. Because, that would be the smart thing. So yeah, he's doing, so that's his base. Now I have poked around through there, and what I can tell you is that some of the buildings, he's actually building inside that big castle. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid his border so we're not disturbing him while he's busy doing whatever he's doing. Trying to be respectful of what people are up to. That's all. But you can see that there's also a villager, and it looks like, if I didn't know any better, I would say he's actually adding in his own villager huts on top of what's already here. And you can see that he's got some mine colony work on the outskirts as well. And then there's a bunch of villager stuff. It looks like he's probably, I'm going to say he's adding on to what's already here. So this is going to prove to be a really interesting mine colony area. But he's been over here. We talk every now and again. He asks questions, but for the most part, he's been doing pretty well on his own. He does occasionally die, but I think that can be said for all of us. Those are our two newest players. Mac over here at the Starlight Hill. Her house is coming along beautifully. She as my closest neighbor. We interact a little bit. She yells for help, and I try to help her out. It looks like she's finally built her little stables for her donkeys, which is good. And then this is she wanted a milk dispenser to make icing. This creates ice cinnamon rolls, ice rolls. I think they're called ice rolls. Nope. And create a there it is. Sweet rolls is what they're called. She wanted to make some sweet rolls, and so I helped her put this real quick together. And so this just kind of keeps the cow milked at all times, and you can come down here and get your bucket of milk whenever you need to. But yeah, that is my nearest nearest neighbor. That's the word I'm looking for. So, all in all, people have been really busy. Who else? Oh, yes, I can't forget. For those of you that are following along, we missed Shales at the Piffering Tower. The Pfeifering Tower? I'm going to forevermore pronounce that wrong. I suspect. Yeah, I think that pretty much, other than well, let's go see, because I think I saw Katoa and Company online earlier last week. Yeah, I think they popped online last week. I don't know that they've been doing anything, and we haven't really heard from Otsana too much, so her colony is just kind of sitting around. Good grief. They've got a regular Caleb, Mini Taco, has been like big into these trees, and he has just planted the ever living snot out of these things, hasn't he? Good grief. Yeah. There didn't used to actually be this forest here, I promise. This is all they're doing here. But for the most part, I don't think too much more has changed. Looks like they lost a bit of the ceiling. Well, that can't be good. Leave, not welcome. Yeah, looks like they lost a bit of their ceilings, but I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if that's actually supposed to be that way or what the deal is with that. So we're just going to leave them for the time being. If I see them on at some point in time, I'll ask them. But yeah, it doesn't look like too much. And like I said, it doesn't look like Atsana has been that would be Haiku on the server. Doesn't look like she's been in to do too much work with her mine colony, so we'll see what happens. Let's see. So we've done Hylo's alchemy. We've just done with Katoa. By the way, they call themselves the Laughing Coffin Guild. I don't know why. That's what they've decided to name themselves. Zoda's hasn't changed from the last time that we showed it last weekend or weekend before last, something like that. Been to the community tower. The castle farm is. Well, I took one of those castles in the sky and converted that into a farm with all the spawners in it. Not really too much to see there. I just made a little small individual spawn rooms for each of the spawners. I think though, so me and Shale were talking about actually turning that into like a big, huge super farm. And so maybe that may be a project that we get started on for too much longer, I think. But without too much further ado, let's go say hi at the Piffering Tower, the Pfeifering Tower, because it looks like she's actually been doing some work over here. So one of the big cool things that she has been doing this season is this huge underwater aquarium, above water or air pocket aquarium. So like there's a spot in there for the turtles. She's got fish all throughout here. Looks like she's got a couple of dolphins all throughout there. She has been planting coral and putting coral everywhere to grow the coral and to give it some life. I think over here at this side of the fence is supposed to be storage / whatever room, and then that half is all going to be. She's missing half her floor. I wonder if she's aware she's missing a chunk of her floor. She probably is. She's probably more aware of the fact that she's missing a chunk of her floor than I am. And given the fact that I can't just fly out there, I'm going to say, yeah, she's probably well aware of the fact that she's missing a chunk of her floor. Which tells me it's not an accident, it's an intentional thing. So let's go see what she's been doing upstairs. So upstairs, wow. Isn't that neat? Is that all glass there? That looks like it's all glass. That is all Tinker's clear glass. It gives it a nice little fun effect. She's still got her super garden going over here. But the other thing that she has been working on beyond her super fun area right here is, I think, right across the waterway here. You can see the Mac and Shale and them are all just having themselves a blast. So, yep, right over here. We're just going to barge in. She'll know we're here. Is Shale's little colony. And so she's had some fun recently with thunderstorms. So this has been a test of the prevent thunder strikes in her area nonsense. But it does look like she's been laying out all of her buildings. She's got a nice little, I think she's doing the dark oak colony. So so she's been working on this and her, as well as her little mushroom tower over here. I think this was supposed to give her some time out from working on the mushroom tower while she was working her way through some design decisions she had to make. Nice little ship, as it were. Let's see if I can figure out. My way back to civilization. So, yeah, I think there's a couple other little pocket areas of stuff that people have built or are building on or are working on, that I am not like fully versed in all of the little hideaway holes that people have. So this is more of here's the main build that they're doing. Here are all the big things that I know about. So give you, now that we have these telepads in place, we've been able to go from here up to here, over to here is Kara's place, up here is Bazinga and them place. This used to be Bazinga's and Astria's first base. This is now an abandoned structure. Over here is Bazinga and Astria's second base, which it too is also now an abandoned area. I wonder if, I don't think there's a telepad over there, but I might just have. Oh, that's the other person we need to go check on. Cake. Oh, Mac. It is Mac. She's missing her armor. Or maybe not. She may have it turned off. So there you go. So, yeah. There you have it. She went and stuck her head on the stream. She's been having fun with her angel ring since she got a hold of it. All right, let's see. We need to go say hi to Undeniable. And there's Undeniables. So let's see if I've got enough. Bye-bye. Ah, good. I got enough reach for that spell. Okay. So here's Undeniable area. Undeniable Cakes area. So he's definitely got his wheat farm going. Alchemic just left. I do not know what this farm is. I have no idea what he's doing here. Undeniable's been an interesting character when it comes to some of the things that he builds. Oh, I bet you that's probably for his tree farm. But he's big into he likes create. So he's been doing an awful lot of create builds. And I think last time the biggest thing that he was sorting out and trying to deal with was how to handle all of the garbage that comes out of the tree. Because there's an awful lot of garbage that comes out of these trees beyond just the wood. So there you have it. But I know that his plans are eventually to set himself up a mine colony over here, which is why he's been building all of these little automation farms. No, that's the aisle. There we go. All right. Let's see. This gets me. Yep. It says this gets me exactly where I wanted to be. So this was Astria and Bazinga's second home. And then I think at one point they decided to move out. It was also the place where we used to make our first foray into the end. Looks like they left their boat behind. So yeah, they put portals and whatnot to help guide you around the place. So in case anybody was wondering how we got to the end, it was right over here. So here is the actual original end portal for the server so far. Now a few of us have actually made the painting, so it hasn't been a real need to go into that hole anymore, but it's here. I'm running around this place, and it appears that they took all of their don't let bad things spawn here. So that's one of the things to keep in mind about this place is that the End Remastered had this this place, ow, is a pillager central. So yeah, they're going to, they're out for blood. Wonder if we can sneak past all of them. Huh. I was wondering if that was actually a thing here. Ah, I see Bazinga and Astria found their way down here as well. There's supposed to be like, there used to be 2 chests right there, and it's probably out there in the chest stack. I wanted to check it out. Okay, definitely one of those you have to be ready for it. There. I should close that right back up. All right, let's see. Do we fight our way out? No, I think we'll just like that, and we'll just skip the fight. How about that? I like that idea. We'll just skip the fight. So we're at storage. So yeah, so this was their second home. So like I said, that, you know, people have been moving around trying to find the thing that they're happy about, and they've made changes, stood up new bases, else places. One of these days we'll have to catch up with Astria and get her to show us. So Astria has a little garden grove that she likes. We'll have to get her to give us a tour around that sometime. In the meantime, there's still a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of this stuff to take care of. And fix all this back up again. It's just so this room looks clean and put back together again. I don't think it's going to look at all like it used to. Oh, that was the other thing that we added in here. I couldn't just stand to have this thing floating out there, even though we did put a brace to hang it. So I've put this pillar structure in underneath of it as a support with those chiseled blocks to look like they're actually spitting lava out of them. And I've been trying to decide what I want to do with the lava here. I could create just an empty hole for it to go into. I kind of like the design it puts in down here, but I don't know. I don't know what we should do with the lava. Should we just let it continue to cascade out? Should we try to make it look like it's being captured in something? But it's all really good questions. And I don't know at this point what I want to do with that. We're going to see. And we'll see what happens with that. But as we start to get back into our more normal swing for community nights, I'm hoping these will start to lengthen out a little bit longer. We've got some other people coming online who are playing with us now. So our community is growing. Our builders, we're getting more builders, more people out there doing fun and interesting things. So hopefully we'll continue to grow this, and we'll see more and more changes as time goes on. So stick around. You never know what you're going to see. In the meantime, I know we still have the rest of this northern side and southern side worth of buildings to put in. East and west, I don't know, though I'm thinking I might do some kind of like School of Wizardry build over here on the west side. Just so that we can set up some like tutorial rooms on first steps of what to do with certain magic mods, things that you need to know about, what their uses are, signs, that sort of, helpful things for people trying to learn the magic when they're getting started. So that's been a thought process that I've been chewing on. I'm just not certain. I do know that I think I want to actually go around to some of these like little straits and whatnot that we've carved in here into the land. So like here's a big one that we have up north. These are actually named, and so I'm thinking I need to go buy with a banner and name the banner according to the name, just so that we can put it up on the maps. And maybe just start mapping out different areas. Maybe a good idea. I don't know. At least if nothing more, we should make a map of our tarot area. And then, of course, there is always the flight course over here. I still think I want to try and get to that this season if I can. I think it's either here or over here, but I feel like it's right here. Just because I think when me and Zoda were meandering our way around, we ended up through here. Yeah, and there's a pass that we cut in here. And so yeah, I think we ended up over here in this corner and then went up and through here. So my memory is it's this area right here that we had picked out that had all these really kind of cool caves and everything that we wanted to put a big Elytra flight course in. So I still think that that may be a thing that gets done, or I want to try and get to it this season if I can. Would really like to get that in here. So we'll see. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to what I have been doing for the last couple of days, and that's fishing. Very boring stuff, but somebody's got to do it. Actually, what it is I want Neptunian stuff so that when I go and start hoeing the ground, I can have the always watered farmland that comes with using a Neptunian hoe. So, if you're playing on this mod pack, if you've got a single player world that you're doing on your own and whatnot, there's a lot of magic in here. And so there's a lot of things that you can be doing. So, you know, let us know what you've been up to. In the meantime, we will see you guys all tomorrow. So, yeah, that's the problem with these armor. Take it all off or take none of it off. So we'll see you all next time on our Saturday morning coffee and build and chill. Take care. Have a good night. Be safe out there and enjoy your Friday.